Welcome to Toffee TV's the Premier League show.
Oh, it's the best show of the week.
It was a good week
When
this
you've
week.
won.
You're saying it, yeah.
When you've won.
Normally we like doing this because we haven't won. But yeah, we were the first game of the weekend. Won 2-0.
We were, yeah.
We kicked,
Totally forgot about
kicked
that.
the Premier League off this weekend
Oh.
in style. I done a little bet, a little accumulator. Both teams to score goals. £2 would have won 190. Half two it was down because I'd done Everton and West Ham to score. Didn't care. Quite happily put £2 in the bin every week if he guaranteed me an Everton clean sheet. But yeah, good win for the Blues. What did you make of West Ham?
Shite.
I mean, I was hoping you'd allow me to build that question up a little bit more.
Sorry.
Well, no, because I remember in the summer when they bought Hallett and they bought Fornals, people were like, they're going to well finish it. But I mean, I don't know where that was coming from. And I said at the time, they were going on about them and they're going to finish miles above us and blah, blah, blah. And then the season started and they've had the odd good game, you know, they beat Man United and things like that. And people were like, we're getting nowhere near them. And I mean, just played them at the weekend and it just reminded me that we are miles better than them.
I think what I saw from them was a bit of a soulless team. But, you know, it's funny, isn't it? Because you look at the last three results, they were winning at Bournemouth. They were winning against Palace. And obviously, they never got near us.
Yeah.
But that's the Premier League, isn't it? You know, I've seen people when they were winning at Bournemouth going, oh, you know, West Ham doing well again. Because they'd only lost one game at that point. It was the first game of the season. I think they just look... You're right. They have Hallett, even though he was pretty anonymous. He was so isolated, though, wasn't he?
Right,
He was. Me and handled him really well, but he was really isolated. Fennell's, he'll take a season.
Yeah.
Anderson was the one I was really disappointed in.
He looked
He's
he
quality.
there,
He's not going to be there next season.
No, he's not. I think he wanted there was rumours he wanted out this summer, wasn't there?
What I would say is, like, goalie utterly cack. Don't care about the saves. He was cack. The drop-off between goalkeepers from the first one to the second is mad.
Most teams are like that, though.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Only really, I'd say, Liverpool, Adrian's not bad as a number two.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's mad in the Premier League.
City's Bravo's all right. He's not Ederson's level, but there's not many number twos that are great. Is
Tottenham brought form back, didn't he?
Yeah, because obviously
the centre backs garbage.
Yeah, the pair of them.
Full backs.
Poor pair.
I don't even remember who they were.
Fredrickson, Mr. Walker,
and then Mark Noble, do me a favour.
Rice.
And Rice. There's a player in there, definitely. But there is. Physically looks like he's got something about him. I don't know about his positional sense. I really don't. I think he's one of those players that I think you look at now and go, I think if he moves to a better club, that maybe you get a bit more out of him. But
I think he's very limited.
I think when you put him next to those other players, and then when you're bringing on like the likes of Wilshere, do me a favour. Do me a favour.
They're just, they are, I mean, to be fair to them, they are, like a lot of us, we're all very similar. You take City and Liverpool out of it,
Think about it.
It's much of a muchness.
Flip of a coin, isn't it? With
It's
all
much
these
of a
things,
muchness.
we're including that.
We are most definitely including that.
Massively including it. It's something we've been saying for the last 3 years. Everton have to cement themselves in like being the 7th best team before they do anything. And this year it's mad because you could cement yourself as easily like the 5th best team.
Easy.
If you're, I mean, it's only what Leicester do, you know.
The top 4 is up for thing. But there's another one. They're kidding people as well. The scraping result. Well, I will be proved
This
correct.
is the time to scrape results, though.
Oh, it is. But I think, in my opinion, I'll be proved correct again. There's no difference between the likes of Leicester, Everton. There's just not. They've had a good result. They keep getting decisions which help them massively. But it will level
They'll
out.
hit a sticky spell, of course they will. But I think what they've done is they've very quickly raced into a pattern of play. And I think when you've got that, it does really help. I think I'd rather have a pattern of play and be winning games and be a little bit fortunate, knowing that the team's going to hopefully grow into it. And this is something I've been saying about Everton the last few weeks, is give us a plan of action. Let's see where we're going. Let's settle into a way of playing that we're all a little bit happy with. And the results are a little bit up and down. So what? You know what I mean? Get yourself a little bit of a structure. Leicester have done that. Of course, listen, we'll talk about them in a minute. They let a spell where things won't go for them. Of course they will. And really, that should have started this week. But West Ham look a little bit short. And I'm not 100% sure where the goals are going to come from if Haller's not scoring them. Because
he let a few out the door, didn't he? Like Chicharito went out the door.
Yeah.
And obviously Arnautovic wanted out anyway.
Yeah, and that'll be the biggest worry, I think, for them. Is they'll look at that team thinking, where's the goals going to come from? Yarmolenko will chip in with a few, but he's also one of those players you can just go missing. And, so...
You were going on about a way of playing, but Everton obviously changed things up at the weekend and looked a lot brighter. And I think that a team that plays like that, if Everton are to play like that over the next few weeks, they'll win more than they'll lose because we were just far more attacking. Aston Villa beat Brighton 2-1, a late winner for Taggart, not the Scottish detective, Matty Taggart, who they got from Southampton. Brighton took the lead in this one. And set piece, yeah, good header. It was a deep cross to the far post and a good header back.
Slightly worrying.
That's the way it is, isn't it? But with Brighton, with like Toffee and Duncan, people like that, they're a handful. And then Aaron Moy got himself sent off for two. The second one on Grealish was nonsense when you've just been booked. Just flies into the back of him. You're like, he's got men round him. He's 30-odd yards from goal running across the area. No need to make the tackle. And they're up against it from them. But, Villa had a goal disallowed.
Yeah.
And then Grealish got his first ever Premier League goal at Villa Park. But done well racing into the box, arriving late, slid it home. And then he come on the second half, Villa, and, the keepers had to make a couple of good saves, Matty Ryan. And just when it looked like they got themselves a point.
Poor from them, really, because Brighton had the ball. And they launched it upfield, but didn't really launch. Listen, I'm all for launching the ball, but they didn't launch it anywhere where it was literally just giving it back to Villa.
Should have gone into the corner.
Put it in a corner, force them into a throw, and then keep them in there. They didn't, and the ball just came back, and the lads finished.
Grealish done well, didn't he, on a good run and slid it back, and it was a good finish.
Good side, Villa.
It was literally the last kick of the game as well.
Good side, Villa, though. I mean, Brighton unlucky, but Villa have won the last couple of games now, and they look a little decent, compact side. You know what I mean? I think.
I mean, they should be all right. They spent enough money.
No, of course they didn't. They had to for their view, and a lot of it was on players who were there last year. But they're a decent little unit. Got some good players. I don't really know how many squad players they've used so far. I mean, obviously that's going to be the big testing thing, what they've got below the surface. But you make Villa Park a fortress, bringing people in, you're getting 40,000 every week.
Well, wasn't that only the second win at home, wasn't it? After
that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. If you make it a fortress, then that's what you're going to stay up with. Is your home form.
Your home form keeps you up, doesn't it? Brighton will know a bit more this weekend, but obviously no Aaron Moy. He's missing the Everton game. He's a good player as well, but like you say, losing his discipline like that. Yeah. Graham Potter's changed slightly the way they play. They're a bit more open and attacking.
Yeah.
And he plays some nice football as well. So it'll be an interesting game. They're a point below Everton, aren't they? So it'll be an interesting game this weekend. But I think it'll be one. Everton's record at Brighton's terrible. Going back over the years, I think we've only won once there. For
Everton's record on the south coast. No?
It's terrible at Southampton as well, isn't it? And that what's going on? Hypnotised them. Bournemouth 0, Norwich 0.
Yeah, crap.
Good response for Norwich though. 5-1 home defeat.
It's the first clean sheet for both teams this season.
Is it?
So it was one of them. It was definitely going to be last on match of the day, but it was a game of very few chances. And
there's only Bournemouth had 11 shots, 2 on target. Norwich had 10, 1 on target. But Norwich 52% of the possession. So it is what it is there, isn't it? Which makes us losing to Bournemouth even more frustrating, but hey-ho. Chelsea won, Newcastle 0. Chelsea, they fully deserved the victory. Missed some chances in this game. Pulisic almost scoring his first goal. But
he's an interesting one, isn't he? I seen an article about him last week saying, is Pulisic the old Chelsea? And basically what they were saying was a lot of Americans are clamouring, obviously, for Pulisic to play. And they're worried because the American national team is just garbage at the moment. And he was the bright spark for them. And it's like he's lost his way a little bit. Like Dortmund, before he even signed for Chelsea, he was out of the Dortmund side.
Yeah.
And he just seemed to have lost his way a little bit. Like maybe there's too much responsibility. He went to Chelsea, but he went to Chelsea before Frank Lampard got there. And it was one of those deals where they paid a lot of money. They knew what they were getting. They knew that they were getting a big commercial value in America with them, for tours and stuff, sell a lot of shirts. But obviously he wasn't Lampard's. He was Simon Sarri was there. So he's come in. Now the States got beat last week. So they've got a national league, this Nations League like we have. The Americans group is America, Canada and Cuba, which is just the maddest league. So on the Saturday,
Canada beat them, didn't
So on the Saturday, they beat Cuba like
6-0
or something, and it was a piss easy game. Canada beat them last week 7-0 or something. Played Canada and Canada won 2-0. And apparently America were absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying this Pulis is just not really wanted. He's not a Lampard signing. He's got him there. A lot of Americans are like, when's he going to get time and blah, blah, blah. Why isn't he playing? It's like, well, he's not the manager's player. They're not asked about him. He won't be playing because he's not like the manager. He's been disappointing the manager. The manager just doesn't. He's been given him. So it's up to him to pull something out. And the miss was poor. Poor miss.
Oh, but he come on after 64 minutes, so he's given him half an hour there.
It was a poor miss.
Mason Mount come on. It was, but then he set the goal. He was involved in the goal, and then he gave Tammy Abraham one on a plate in the last seconds, and it was a great block. I think it might have been Shah sliding back, because Abraham actually stunned when he misses. He just thinks he's got a tap in. Pulis just does great squares. He knocks it. Lad comes sliding in. He can't believe it. But it'll be interesting to see how he develops. But I thought it was a decent little performance from him, because he hasn't been getting any time, and he came on at 0-0, influenced the game. Chelsea won at Newcastle. Newcastle are poor, let's be honest. Very poor. Didn't have an attempt at goal on target.
That's their big problem, isn't it?
Joe Linton just looks like a fish out of water. They're not using him.
Chelsea, though, it's a good win for Chelsea. They're doing all right.
They're like third, aren't they?
They've started winning games.
Fourth.
Put a few back-to-backs. I'm trying to think who they've played so far. Played
Liverpool, lost to them, didn't they?
And played United and
lost to United.
Other
than that, they've had 5 wins and 2 draws.
They've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat.
Yeah.
And for Lampard, that's a really good start.
Well, they're in 4th position, same points as Leicester, with 17 points, 2 behind City, 2 points ahead of Arsenal. So,
and there's a feel-good factor there, because he's an old player.
He's got a free shot this year.
He's using a lot of young players.
Using the young players. Wasn't able to buy anyone, doing all right. They're okay. They're not a team I'm particularly worried about. I don't fear Chelsea the way Chelsea should be daunting. It's not daunting anymore, but they've got a decent young side. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can sustain this over the season.
Oh, yeah, that'll be it.
And given how open it is, then they've got a good chance, haven't they? Newcastle 3rd bottom with 8 points, 5th defeat in 9 games, same as us. 2 wins for Bruce. He won't worry about that. His home games, he's got to win against teams like Norwich and people like that who are around him, and I know for that. But they do look short on goals, Newcastle.
Yeah, and so they've got to get defensively sorted first, which I think is what he's tried to do since the Leicester game, and then see what happens. But goals.
They're -9 already, and you look at them and think, where are the goals coming from? Almiron, he's already said Brucey doesn't know where to play him. And he's like a winger anyway, don't really play that. Obviously, Rondon had gone, who was a big part of what, and Perez, who they had last year, they were their strike force. And now he's left with Joe Linton, who's, he's just not found his form at all. So, be interesting. I think they're going to struggle because of the goals.
Yeah.
So you're right, he's got to get the other end right, because if you're struggling, and you can't score. Leicester beat Burnley in a mad game. Burnley took the lead through Chris Wood. I thought, me personally, a horrendous bit of goalkeeping by Kasper Schmeichel.
And he was moaning everyone else.
I don't know what he was. I don't think he was just expecting the header on goal. and he reacted too late, and it was because it was almost like Wood just helped it on.
Yeah,
and
he
was
did.
In the net. But Leicester responded, brilliant header by Vardy, good run, good cross actually, and a good header by Vardy. Although Ben Mee, who was like excellent against Everton the other week, should have got off the floor. He just allows Vardy over him, and then Seaman scored a cracker in the second half, and as Leicester were pushing on, but obviously the talking point is Chris Wood's goal. That I still look at and think I don't know how someone looked at this and disallowed it.
Well, I can't put it this way, right? I can't even see a touch. Now, I've seen other people say, well, there's a touch, but I can't see. Now, if I can't see a touch, how much of the touch must it have been? It's still, a contact sport. Wood is not trying to foul him.
No.
It's part of his stride. And
if he touches him,
Johnny Evans, even if he doesn't get touched, isn't stopping that ball from going in the net. It's absolute nonsense. 100% nonsense, that. It should be 2-2.
And it would have given that, Dyche was fuming, and rightly so. And, Leicester have got it. They've had a few of these this season, sliding doors moments in games. Spurs were 1 up and should have been 2 up. They got chalked off and they win the game. They've had a few of them. And, the only one they haven't had, they were on the end of, was against the Devils only other week with the penalty. So, but to do, that all being said, the winning games, you've won 5 out of 9. So, I have got to give them some credit for that. I just think people go overboard with them when you actually strip the hype away and look at what they are. They're a decent team, and you've got Vardy.
But the winning games, though, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
And the winning games against teams that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fine to say maybe they're not that good, but if they're winning games and they're beating the teams around them, the teams they should be beating, that's going to give you a chance this year.
They've got players, haven't they, like Maddison and Tielemans, who are good footballers. They've got Pereira, the right back, who's a good player, very good player. And they've got Jamie Vardy. When you've got Jamie Vardy in your team and he's fit and healthy, he's a threat all the time. Like I've said it many times, there'll be a spell in this season when he's out, because when you're getting to his age, he had to spell out the team last year with injury, in the year before. When you're getting that age, you pick knocks up. When he's out the team, I don't see any goals in that team unless it's Maddison banging one in for him 25 yards or whatever, and that might undo them a little bit. But while he's fit and healthy, they're a threat. And obviously Burnley are a difficult team anyway to play against, so that was a big win for them. Spurs, Watford, another VAR moments in this one. Couple of moments in this one. A game that Tottenham dominated. But Watford at bottom haven't won a game. Spurs 70% of the possession, 12 shots, but only 2 on target. Watford had 7 and 2. Took the lead, the Corey, good run into the box late, good goal. And then the big moment just after that, Delafeu gets round the back of I think it's Vertonghen, isn't it? Is it Vertonghen? Was it Alderweireld? Round the back of one of them, and it's Vertonghen. He makes the challenge. And at first I thought, Thierry, you've gone down too easy there. Because at first there's no touch because he knocks the ball, but then Vertonghen's leg takes him. As the ball, he can still reach the ball, and Vertonghen takes him. Clumsy challenge. But VAR have looked at it. When you see it from behind the goal, you can see he's fouled him. So I don't know how they come to that decision, other than I don't want to call me mate out down there and say you've got that wrong. It was a penalty, and that might, not saying Watford would have scored it, but they've got a chance of making it 2-0 against a team whose confidence is fragile. Spurs have lost 17 games this year in 2019, so they're not flying at all. 2-0 when you're bottom of the league, you need that little bit of luck, and you didn't get it, and then Spurs get a goal that is fortuitous, isn't it? Handball, maybe.
I think it was. I thought it was handball, and I think, as I said, the bar's too high now. That there shouldn't be any fear with saying it's a penalty when it is a penalty. The ref can't see it. And I said, go use the screen if you have to, get your own peace of mind. But that would have made it 2-0. And that's the look that Watford are not getting at the moment. They've tried to tighten it up at the back a little bit, which since the Manchester City game, they've had to, and they're trying to obviously just grind a couple of results out to get themselves sorted. They're not adrift, even though they haven't won a game. They're not adrift by any means. But going to like Tottenham and winning would have been a huge boost. And to not get the 3 points, on two decisions that on another day or on this day should have gone for them with the technology available. They'll be fuming on that because...
86 minute, Dele Alli scored.
But it looks like he handballs it, do you know what I mean? He really does, and you know...
I mean, I still, even with the handball though, what's Ben Foster doing? It's back. This the kid that turns into the greatest goalie ever lived when he plays Everton. It just comes flapping at something. Instead of just cleaning Ali out, he flaps at it, and it allows the ball to, you know, Ali to control, well, to hit him. And the goal's given again. VAR looks at it. They give the goal, and it ends 1-1. And Watford, no victories. You know, they got 4 points. They got 4 points, 4 away from safety at the moment. You know, 4 draws, 5 defeats, minus 16. You know, last week, was it last week? No, the other week they were unlucky again. And I think what happens is it gets in your head that you're not having any luck, and then it makes the plight, you know, the plight becomes bigger than what it actually is. It's difficult. It's how do we get this first win? When you're not getting decisions like the penalty or the handball, you do start to feel sorry for yourself. What's it? I mean, on Spurs, just quickly, they're 7th in the league at the moment. They just, to me, look like they're all over the place. Bit of everything. 1-3 drawn, 3 lost 3. Plus 2 goal difference.
I think...
But they've hit a brick wall. I mean, I thought there'd be a response. They got battered 3-0 at Brighton last time out. And I thought, oh, well, there'll be a response now, because that 3-0 came after a 7-2 home defeat in the Champions League. Now they've come...
It's an hard one to call, isn't it? Because I think we've spoke about this before. I just think the mix of players, or the fact that they didn't bring players in or let players go in the summer, has just stopped them from moving on. There's a bit of staleness there. Some players have just not kicked on this season. Dele Alli's hardly been involved.
I mean, starters Saturday, I think it might have been only his first or second
You're looking for Harry Kane to do something special. You're looking for Son. I know Son at the bar in this game.
He did, yeah.
But then you've got the keepers being changed. Your back 4 a little bit all over the place.
He went back to a 3 again at the back of the weekend. Sanchez, Vertonghen and Alderweireld. But he took Sanchez off at half-time and put Son on. Obviously trying to switch it up, going back to a flat 4. But
you haven't got Eriksen creating either.
No.
Because he obviously doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, he's not there. Lamella's Son and Dombele come on, and he's like the man who they paid 65 million for. He's all of a sudden back out the team. You know, people who've been his mainstays in the past when he was solid, like Eric Dyer, he's just sub now. He seems to have... I don't know whether he's just lost his way, Pochettino. I don't mean lost his way as in he should be sacked now and he hasn't got a... But I just think... I wonder if he doesn't believe in the players as much as he did.
I think they'll know more, obviously, about what's going on internally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
And that might factor in some of his decisions. He's also got Champions League.
Yeah.
This week,
Big
and
week,
that can cover. That can. You know, you've got to change your players, haven't you? You've got to move players around. You've got to make sure you keep trying to keep everyone fresh. It's a real first blip, isn't it? Of being, you know, at Spurs.
Yeah.
And it's a test, and this will really now see what kind of manager he really is.
We've got Red Star at home on Tuesday. So yesterday. At the time of recording.
Well, not really today.
No,
with some more time of recording.
Oh, you know, but I still think he needs to get the rhythm going in the Premier League, because that'll feed into the other stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But at the same time, though, you know, they're not. The league is still.
5 points off the Champions League places.
Everyone's 2 wins away from
Champions League
from being somewhere, aren't they? So whether you're at the bottom or whether you're near the top, everyone's 2, apart from the top 2. Well, two wins for Man City could see them.
No, but it's all changed, hasn't it? Yeah. I think Andy, the Piv, was saying it's the worst league since when Leicester won it. It feels very similar to that season where nobody's really. You know, live it like the.
But then that brings its own jeopardy, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, because you don't know what'll happen with it. It's who can maintain the run. Remember that? Yeah, I remember us doing ball seat that year a lot, and we were like Leicester, and everyone was like, "Nah, they'll fall away soon. They'll fall away soon." And they were just able to get enough points in the bank to ride out a rocky spell, stay there, and then they went again. And it's if teams can do that this season, if you can just hang on coattails, and this is what I say about Everton, if we can stay in touch with where we need to be, i.e. the European places, you don't know how the second half of the season plays out. It's just if you are adrift, it's very difficult to do any kind of damage. And
well, it's like anything, isn't it? Tottenham, you know, the same. You've got to become they're in danger of becoming a 1-3 team where you've got to be a 1-2, 2.5, haven't you? Really, and that's the problem. You're right. But I think there's definitely a feeling that, you know, it is wide open.
God, yeah.
So I don't think anyone's panicking yet.
No, you shouldn't be, should you? Wolves and Southampton 1-1 at Molineux. Raul Jimenez with 2 goals disallowed before he got a penalty. Both was the correct decision, I think.
Yeah,
the first one definitely was
offside, wasn't it?
Offside, yeah. So, but Southampton went ahead. Danny Ings, good finish. Connor Cody, mistake, and Ings put it away. He's doing well for them, Ings, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's scored a few goals. He's sharp, isn't he? Yeah, he's their biggest outlet.
But then if he's not scoring goals,
Tell
you what he's doing. He's not getting injured.
Yeah,
which is
he was thinking of changing his name to Danny Injured, weren't he? But he obviously.
I think only he could do
sure that. Well, he could by default, but that's what Southampton wanted to do. But he gave them the lead on 53, and then they get a penalty. Brilliant play by Doherty. He looked for it, let's be honest, but it was a foul. It was a foul, and Jimenez smashed it away. And then, but a good point for Southampton. You know, Molineux's a difficult place to go. Got themselves a point, kept them out the relegation zone. Wolves 2 wins, 5 draws, and 2 defeats. Halfway up, 13th position, just above Everton and Man United at the moment. I mean, it was always going to be a difficult season for Wolves anyway. Didn't really strengthen to any great degree.
No.
In summer, they're a team that's well drilled, well settled. He knows what he's getting. They've got the Europa League, but that still to me isn't making any difference because he'd started the season poorly anyway. But they'll be fine, Wolves, obviously. And then the 5:30 one was Palace Man City, which
potential bananas.
It was a difficult game this for City because Palace have been flying, haven't they? They were the 4th before the game or something, or 14th. Yeah. So Palace were 4th before play.
And City started without any centre backs.
City didn't have any centre backs. People were like, Pep's lost the plot because he literally just put all of his attackers on. But they came out and they remembered that they were actually Man City. And they just dominated.
And Palace remembered they were Palace.
And Palace remembered they were Palace.
And Zaha got legged by Fernandinho, which was hilarious.
Zaha did?
Yeah, he got legged by him. There was a ball.
Yeah.
20 yards. Zaha was ahead and Fernandinho beat him to it. Which was...
Yeah, but Fernandinho was amazing.
No, but you just don't expect that, do you?
No. Yeah, I mean, Will is what he is, isn't he? Wants to be an Everton player. Man City ended with 71% of the possession, 21 attempts at goal, 10 on target. Palace had 7 shots, 2 on target, but Ederson had to make 2 really good. He pushed 1 onto the bar, didn't he, from Benteke? Well,
yeah, that was a 2-0. That was his first touch.
First touch, yeah. And then he had another one from just after it.
Yeah, just after he pushed it wide. He put a little bit of late pressure. I mean, City got 2 goals in 2 minutes. They got both brilliant goals. Jesus again, he loves a diving header, doesn't he?
50th goal for Man City.
Incredible.
He doesn't even play.
20
in the Premier League, he's 22, and you're thinking, doesn't hardly ever play. Well, you know, he's like, he doesn't start, does he? And he's got 50 goals. Unbelievable. And then the second goal.
Then it's Silva.
Patience. Ball to Sterling, lovely little ball, and then the technique to keep over the shoulder, keep it low.
Never looks at the goal once.
No, just eye on the ball, keep it low. Under Hennessy, 2-0, and De Bruyne at the post late on, but it would have been 3-0 inside of the post.
Clear penalty.
Should have had a penalty.
That was mad, that.
Palace
again,
I know, VAR looked at it as well. And when you looked at it, it was worse than when it was live. And you were like, and even Zaha was like...
He goes like, this thing about, like, if you push people in the box, it's not a foul. It's like, we had 2 on Saturday on Richarlison.
Yeah.
Both of them were clear pushes. Yeah. All right, you might go, well, it's just contact, but one of them, he definitely done him.
It's only collisions. If you're coming together, that's not a foul. But if one goes into the other, it's a foul. And that's what Zaha done. De Bruyne had done him. But City, you know, it was good just to quite relieving, actually, just to see that victory. To get them, you know, close the gap on Liverpool, obviously, to 6 points. But like I say, Palace, 14 points from their opening 9 games. They'll be more than happy with that. They've had a great start, haven't they? It's only the 3rd defeat of the season, so doing very well, and obviously just a a win off third place for Crystal Palace. City now 6 points behind Liverpool, reduced it to 8. Sunday saw, there's only one game, wasn't it? It was United-Liverpool, again, VAR.
Piss poor game, by the way.
Oh, terrible.
Rubbish
Absolutely
game.
terrible. Liverpool, I've seen Carragher talking about it, and I've seen, was it James Pearce, you know, that well-renowned, much-loved journalist, local journalist. Does.
He does, he looks like Penfold.
Yeah, he does. Saying, and he could, to be honest, he could have been writing it as Everton going to Anfield, what he wrote.
Yeah.
He said Liverpool turned up and have played the stadium and the badge rather than the team that's on the pitch.
It wasn't very good.
They're terrible,
And this is the first time I've watched Liverpool play. As I was watching, I was happy. Everton won. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not.
Doesn't
I was like,
matter,
I'm not
whatever
asked.
happens. Yeah.
I just watched it. I probably would have turned it off if Liverpool just scored first. And they were rubbish. They were rubbish. Like United just got into them. Just got first at every ball. Kept the full-backs high. And just didn't give them, you know, made sure if it was 50-50, they were winning it. They were just, you know, Liverpool up front looked really isolated. Liverpool had like one chance or two chances the entire game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it said it, didn't we? We said if, you know, they didn't have Salah.
And I've seen
and they've had they won 17 games on the run in the Premier League prior to Sunday. So they're on a fantastic run.
It was like they just run out of ideas. But it was also very obvious they were going to get the guys as well.
Oh yeah,
that
comes two things. That comes from A, being confident because you've been winning, and B, United because they haven't been winning. The nervousness sets in, and so you don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. But when you're confident, because Rashford went on a good little run and fizzed one just wide, didn't he, before he went off, which would have made it 2-0. I mean, it only just missed. And then Liverpool would get I went to do the thing, someone had it on and you could see they were just starting to prompt and probe.
What was mad though is when you looked at the two teams and you were just thinking, how far have United fallen?
Yeah, like some terrible recruitment. Like
the pin in the ropes on like that, like and James. Kids, James,
James, who really, in years gone by, if United would have spent the money on him, he'd have been in the last 15 minutes, wouldn't he? 18 minutes.
Well, I'm not saying he's not a good player.
No, he's decent.
But you can see that he's a championship player. Like, and
he's just pacey and he's a threat
on
the pace.
But he's raw though. He's pacey, but there's not lots of end product.
No.
But he'll put himself about like. But I know the game was like the foul on Origi, which was never a foul.
It was normal.
He brushes him on his leg, but his reaction makes it look dead worse. And then Souness, he ruffled his sock. Do me a favour. I've seen you rustle the inside of people's arteries, so don't be giving me any of that.
Souness is a beaut. He's a bit of beaut.
And then still, though, the ball has to go from all the way back there to all the way up there. Behave.
Nonsense, mate.
And then obviously
great little finish by Rashford.
Though, it was a good ball by Daniel James as well.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool have one disallowed for Mane. Handball. It's clear handball.
Yeah.
But it just helped the fuel. The fuel was beautiful. And then second, like you said before, second half, United were well in it, and then they took Rashford off, replaced him with Martial, who hasn't played for ages. Went to a 5-4-1 and just basically invited Liverpool. But all that did. And then Liverpool brought on they brought on Lallana, Keita, and who's the other one? Someone else. I don't know if they did actually bring anyone else on. But it allowed Liverpool to just play higher up the pitch. Full-backs went up. Obviously the main weapon they've got. Full-backs went up. And it was all condensed in the middle of the park. Loads of space. And all it needed, even though they were defending quite well, was a mistake. And there was a mistake. Wasn't even a good ball by Robinson.
No, he just put it across.
He put it across, but it wasn't. It was like a miss hit. It misses a couple of the people at the near post, and there's a line at the back post for the tap-in, and that Liverpool deserved it probably because they went for it and stayed patient. But United should have just gone, well, if we're going to concede, let's concede by throwing everything at them.
Let's try and win it, yeah.
But I suppose you got to. I mean, he brought some kid on United, and genuinely, I don't know whether he does the Twitter for them or something. Yeah. Because he was about 9.
Yeah, he was just a kid. He, to me, looked like one of the mascots.
That's where they are now. Did he lost the play? They lost?
Someone went off.
Lindelof was it? In the warm-up, and Roja to play. So as a squad, Jesus Christ.
Well, they are. We know the poor. The recruitment's been poor.
But I don't think people do, though. I don't think people genuinely understand how like average they are. I think in the summer it was, we're getting Wan-Bissaka and we're getting Maguire and we're getting this and we're getting that. And it was like, they never got the this and the that. And it was like this, and I know Souness...
And he got rid of Lukaku and he got rid of Sanchez.
How much of a fucking pain in the arse must Lukaku have to have been?
Oh, no.
To have got rid of him.
Just to get rid of him, without having a proper replacement for him.
And we're still bemoaning 3 years later that we get for getting rid of him.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it was a decent result from an Everton perspective because obviously Liverpool didn't win, so that was good. And United didn't win and they kept them right by us. So I just looked at it and went, sound, they haven't, and it'll piss them off that was the first point they dropped was against United and whatever. And for United, it just reiterated to me that they're just bang average, so they're nothing to worry about. Because they've got...
Well, they're not to worry about if we do our job.
Yeah, no, they've got decent players. That's what I'm saying. But what I mean is they're another one of those teams, and we come on to the other one now. They're another one of those teams that I look at and go, if we can get our house in order, they're nothing to worry about either, and we can mix it with them. But yeah, 1-1, and on we went. And then the final game was Sheffield United and Arsenal. Again, another one of those teams that don't fill me with any fear whatsoever, Arsenal. Emery's horrific away from home. His teams are dreadful away from home. Negative. I heard him his after-match stuff and he was like, we done enough to get a draw. And it's like, you're playing Sheffield United. And no, it is disrespectful to Sheffield United. But what I mean is where Arsenal's ambitions are and where Sheffield United... And this Arsenal could have gone back to third with a victory. Sheffield United, workman-like team, dead honest, set up, strongly. Chris Wilder's doing a great job there. But Arsenal come up and had a couple of chances. Nicolas Pepe has missed one from 3 yards out. Brilliant ball in from Kalishniak. And he's 3 yards out and misses it. And for 70-odd million, he's got to be doing better. But Arsenal should have had the penalty. Socrates, share pulled off his back by Lundstrom. VAR look at it and don't give a pen, which... Again, you just look and go, is it just make sure I don't embarrass me, mate? Because that's how it feels this weekend. It feels this weekend more chaotic than ever. But Sheffield United, went down the other end, scored a corner, come in, header back across. That lad who scored against us, Mousse, scored, and it was the first time he started the game and scored since he started and scored against Arsenal for Bournemouth. And you know what? I was watching a text you, didn't I? And said Arsenal's shite. Because I watched the second half and there was one shot by Nicolas Pepe that whipped fish wide. Other than that...
Well, we've always said, though...
They had nothing.
We've always said that they rely so heavily on the front two. Who,
Well, Lacazette was back when he came on as a sub, but didn't really do anything. Henderson did make a great save, actually, from Granit Xhaka in the first half. But other than that, Aubameyang was isolated. Sheffield United played him brilliantly.
They got no link player after. Ozil wasn't playing, was he?
So they just looked average. It was all... You know what? It really did remind me of Everton against Sheffield United. Loads of passing in the midfield, but just nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you're like, you'd expect more from them.
No, you would.
And Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette, people like that, you'd expect them to cause
you don't want to go behind to Sheffield United. I think that's a clear point.
Yeah. They're so good at discipline and keeping them. They, to be honest, they had opportunities to kill it off. Sheffield United later on, just the wrong choice, a pass or whatever, but we're always in the game. Billy Sharp had a shot, and they're going to give everything at Bramall Lane. It's going to be difficult. I mean, Liverpool got out of jail the other week. The keeper threw it in his own net, and so I think it's going to be difficult to go there and get a result. I know Leicester won late there in a tight game, so tough place to go. But for Arsenal, I know they're fifth in the league, but he hasn't
It's wide open, isn't it?
Corrected any of the issues they had in the summer.
It's wide, and it's weird, and it's another team, and it's wide open.
Oh my!
And you just hope that if Everton can string a few results together, that they can get up there.
Well, that's put Sheffield United up to 12th, I think. Arsenal 5th. Sheffield United got 12 points. Arsenal are 5th with 15. So you look at Everton and you go, it's like you said before, 2 wins. We're in the European places now. Okay, 2 wins is tough at the moment for us, but we won our first one the weekend. But there's a few teams like that who can look and go,
so much dross about.
We can climb there with a couple of wins. So
that's what's made it all frustrating, is that there's so much dross there.
Well, there is. I mean,
and it is wide open.
Go and just looking ahead to this weekend then, because obviously there's full fixtures. Friday night, Southampton, Leicester.
Ooh.
So Hopefully that's 0-0. Or a salt, no. Yeah, 0-0 will do. And then Saturday, City Villa is the early game. So 93-0, hopefully for City. Brighton, Everton, Watford, Bournemouth, West Ham, Sheffield United.
Great games.
3 o'clock, 3 o'clock games there. Burnley, Chelsea, that'll be a tough one for Chelsea.
Will be.
5:30 on Saturday night, and then into Sunday we've got Newcastle, Wolves. 2, Arsenal, Palace, Liverpool, Spurs, and Norwich, Man United. All at 4:30 on Sunday. So
Tottenham, Liverpool will be a good game. Yeah,
I think Liverpool are better.
Yeah, I do. There you go.
So, but there you go. So again, an interesting week. Let's hope next weekend VAR isn't as chaotic. Whatever you want to be chaotic, give Everton 3 penalties.
Just Everton win, not ask for anything else. Just
all draws and we win. And then I'm happy with that.
There you go.
There you go. Let us know in the comment section below. Is VAR shite? Cheers. Make sure you watch next week. See you later.